What's going on? It's Fizz back with another one like DJ Khaled. And I think he's a producer. That's what he always says, with another one. And he's done a lot of famous people, pop people, rap, maybe even R&B. I don't know exactly if he's a producer, but he gets people together. And he always says that. So this video, I want to talk about what it's like to feel alone, loneliness, my thoughts on it, perception, and is it beneficial or negative. I've been alone for a lot of my life and for like the last 2 years, whether it's intimate relationship or just downtime to yourself, and I had a lot of that to myself. Some people are introverts, some are extroverts, some are more lopsided, some are a balance between, and some can be whatever they want, whenever they want. And I think, some people need like a balance between it. For some people, but some go to one side really far, maybe into extreme. But that's fine. I don't think there's nothing wrong with either one. Some people don't like speaking publicly. Some people like small groups. Some people don't like any group, maybe like a leopard. Or there's animals that like to be on their own for most of the time, and that's fine too. And the thing about feeling alone, you can be around other people, have a job, work around a bunch of other people, maybe organizations, clubs, and there's a whole, maybe even school, family events, being in a family or whatever, parents. You can still feel alone. It doesn't matter. You can still feel it, which there's not a connection between these people. They're not on the same page. There's not an energy, they're not vibrating the same. They don't have the same energy transfer. They're not lifting each other up. They're more so putting each other down. Energy vampires. They're taking energy away from you. And of course you can overcome this, and this is lessons learned, and you can build up and you become a master of this and be able to handle any situation, know when a situation is about to arise, and that is a point of life. And you can build off of this, learn when things are coming, learn how to avoid them, what to do with them, learn not to be stressed out, and how to hold your energy or build your energy, or not let people take that energy from you. Now, feeling alone, I had a lot of this. Some people want to be alone, and some people just feel alone, and some people are alone that don't want to be. So we're going to get into this. Now, a lot of times, like, for some examples, there's people around you and they won't be there. It could even be in the family, guardians, even at school, tutors, teachers, supervisors, authority. They'll be there physically, but they won't be there mentally or emotionally. Emotionally is a more stable word. They won't be there for that, and that's that takes a lot away, because someone could be there physically, and this will make you feel alone because they won't be there emotionally, or they won't be a mascot. They won't be there to support you, help you. And I think this is where a lot of things go wrong. There's no love, and people don't know how to love, or they're based off of fear or anger or hate, judgment, criticizing, things along that nature. Whereas someone that has love and has those emotions, they won't feel alone. And then these are all things that accomplish and build up. You're here on life. Whatever it's your own perspective. I'm just giving my opinions, as I stated. But, everything is going to be a lesson learned and to build you up. And you can take what you want from it. You will learn from it, or you won't. Or you won't take nothing from it, or it'll be a waste of your time. But nothing's really a waste of your time. But even watching this video, watching other people's videos, or just going through the essence of life, is going to build you up. Whether you want to or not. There's no reason to resist it, though. And you'll learn things, and you'll feel good about things, and you'll overcome things. Or again, like I said, you'll avoid things. You'll become a master of that energy. and feeling alone. Some people just plain out want to be alone, and there's nothing wrong with that. You don't gotta, if don't feel, they don't feel like they have. There's nothing they just want to do themselves. You'd have to really talk to a person like that, and I've been in both positions. I can't really say I'm an extrovert or introvert. I would say I'm both, but I would say I'm probably more extrovert, but I'm fine being on the opposite end. It doesn't, I like both sides. It doesn't really matter to me, and I like an equal amount to both of them, but it usually doesn't happen that way. I usually, like I said, not saying I am introverted, but it more so just things, being alone just kind of happens. Not saying I'm avoiding things, but I'm just focused on myself. A lot of great people, Jesus, Moses, Buddhas, gurus, famous people, leaders, people who probably even Hitler, maybe even presidents, people who are great at the top, they were usually spent a lot of time alone. Now, there's nothing wrong with spending time alone. It happens to a lot of people. And, there's two ends to it. And how you want to do it and see what you like. It's all up to you. That's how you feel about it at the end of the day. It's how you feel about it. Some people, when they hang out with a group of friends, they can't keep up with them. Or they can't keep up with you. Or you don't like how the energy's all over the place. That happens when you get with a group of people. It doesn't even matter the context of the group, even if it's small. They're trying to pull you in different ways. And I've been through this multiple times. You can leave the situation, go with it, or sustain yourself. This is a practice. Everything in life is practice, and that's a good thing. Everything is practice, but it's also a test. That's why you're here. Even if you don't want to take it that way. And as I was talking about all these leaders, these Buddhas, gurus, Jesus, even God himself probably, they all spent time, they had a disciplined practice where they spent a lot of time just straight solitude, away from, media, maybe even technology. They spent a lot of time by themselves. Even like Nikola Tesla, Albert Einstein, even the smart people who aren't necessarily leaders, they all took a lot of time to themselves, a lot of time. Jesus, 10 years, gurus, 10 years by themselves, and pretty much a lot of solitude. Maybe a few people here and there, but human being, contact with them, they're pretty much out of reach, out of sight. They spend a lot of time, and this is how they become so great. So there is an essence, this is how these people become great, like being alone. They realize a lot of things. And it's up to them or you to do what you want to do with it. And there is a process, and it's always living. You're always learning. Whether you want to be a learner or not, you learn a lot more about yourself when you're learning, instead of other people encouraging you to do things, or what society thinks, or the global image, or what the TV's saying, what the phone's saying, what I'm saying, other people are saying, the news. Yeah, there's just so many things going along with those lines. And it's all about how you want to take it. Do you need that time for yourself? I encourage, a lot of people can't be by themselves, or they always need to be distracted by technology, a video game, or have someone there, have another actual living human being, animal presence with them. They can't be alone. But there's something nice about it. There's not something wrong. It depends on how you look at it and your perspective at it. You can say all the negative things, but there's positives to it. And whether you want to go the positive route or not, you just want to look at what you're going to learn from this, or what's going on. You have to take time to yourself, discipline yourself. Being alone, that's strong too. That you can build up energy. Despair and loneliness, being emotional, by yourself, cognitive thinking, this builds the spirit just as much as being with other people. It truly does. And I'm one to say that too, because I've been through it. And I've had a lot of moments in my life where I was alone, and I had a lot of moments where I was with people that I had moments alone where I didn't want to be alone. I wanted to be with the big crowd. I wanted to be speaking to the crowd. I wanted to raise the energy. And then there's times where I didn't want to be around anybody at all. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm sure people can relate. There's times where I was with people and I did want to be around them, and I was having the funnest time of my life. And there's times where I didn't want to be around people and I wanted to leave, or I had enough of the situation and it's time to go. And you're the chooser, you know, you're the creator, you're the master, the alchemist, whatever you want to say. You're in charge of your life and you make decisions whenever you want. It's up to you. And you have words to use. Your words are, which are constructed into a language, you can use them for a bunch of things. But they cast spells. There's swearing and there's black magic, whatever you want to call it. But you're sending energy. Pointing is sending energy to someone. Talking, you're sending energy at someone. That's why people that talk really fast or really loud, or loud sounds, noises, or high pitch attract you. Someone who's whispering across the street not necessarily might attract you, which is just energy. They're just trying to pull you in. That's what people like that talk really fast and try to like sell stuff. A contender, or I forget really what they're called, an auctioneer. They talk really fast to get your attention out and to keep you hooked in. That's hooks, choruses on songs are to hook you in so you sing along with them. Some of this is easy, some of this just needs some undermining, which brings it to realization, a lot of people don't know about this energy that's going all around. But at the same time, it's super simple, you just never took acknowledgement of it. Being alone is really good because you can focus on yourself, see where you want to go, what you want to do. You can reanalyze your life, whether it's a couple hours, a meditation for 15 minutes, or even a couple weeks, months, years. Whether it's somewhere in a room or it's some geographical location built into the forest, jungle, river, stream, on the coastline, on a beach, on an island, up in the cold, in a cave, wherever you want to go. Or maybe it's in a palace, a temple, a church, wherever you take that time for yourself, and it gives you some discipline. You get to go over what you want to go over, and it's just perfect. So being alone isn't a negative thing unless you don't want to be alone. Then you got to fix that however you want to fix it, and try reaching out to people or organizations, groups, whatever it is, clubs. And it's pretty simple. And then maybe read some books about it too, or watch some videos like you would be doing right now. And yeah, like I said, you can be around a whole bunch of people and still feel alone. You can do that. Do you want to feel alone or not? That's the ultimate question. If you don't want to, well then you got to get out there and connect with people. You got to be vocal about it too. That's a great way to demonstrate or let someone know, is letting it out. You don't even have to let out the feeling, but you can if you're afraid, if you're a pussy, if you want to be more masculine, because masculine and feminine is both in us. We're equal. We are 50-50. Just because I'm a male doesn't mean I could be a 75% feminist. And a feminist and a female can be a lot more manlier than she could be like a tomboy. And I'm sure you've probably seen both in the world. And these two, again, aren't equal, and you can bring balance, and sometimes some might have to get thrown up or pushed up or put in the gear or use more than the other one. And I would say maybe, I don't know, it's more masculine to be alone, but not really a big deal. Do you like being alone? If you like being alone, that's fine. If you keep feeling like, you want to go meet people or something, watch YouTube videos or learn something, go meet with groups. There's, you might be meeting the wrong people, but once you start putting the thoughts in your head and the energy, you'll connect with it. It's called the law of attraction, but that's just a bunch of BS for, attracting. Just energy, you'll meet up with people when, if you're alone, then, you're going to attract a loneliness. You're going to feel that aloneness and everything that occupies that feeling. And I'm not saying it's negative or bad. when I say loneliness or feeling alone, whether you're with people or not, it's all about your choice and how you want to be. I know, like, one of my girlfriends, my ex-girlfriend, of course, but still my girlfriend, she always dated every time she broke up with somebody, and I knew her for a long time, and we were still really cool, and were really cool. And, you know, we always, she always had to talk to people, basically. She was, you call it rebounding. She always talked to other guys all the time. And at this time, it made me upset. I don't feel that way no more. I learned a lesson from that. I'd get angry or just upset from this situation and stuff like that. And it made me, I don't get really angry at all anymore, which I learned. I went through hell and stuff, and a lot of sadness or anger, frustration, jealousy, envy, and all the same things, basically. But now I don't, you know, I've learned so much and I prospered so much of that. And but on her side, she could never be alone. Even till this day, she was never alone. Like, always had another boyfriend she was talking to. Whether she was doing it consciously, I don't even think she was, because especially when she was younger, and still even till this day, it was more so burnt rubber. Subconsciously, she was pulling these acts. And I'm not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing, but she never really, I'm not saying this even affected her, but to my eyes, and maybe just speculation, we'll throw that out there, or hyper probability, she never took time to herself and see what she really wanted in a guy, or what she wanted in life, or just wanted to do. And she could be perfectly fine. I mean, everything could be rolling with her. Rolling, holy smokes. That's fine too, you know. But some people need to analyze, or don't know how to analyze, or just never give themselves time. And they're always, that's like a thing, being distracted. People always get distracted by, you know, they'll have a job, they'll be working all the time. And then when they're not working, they might have kids. Or they might be focused on, you know, cleaning the house, or with technology, phones, video games, or just, again, with the boyfriends, trying to go out to the boyfriends, going to the bar, always looking for something. But the truth is, everything's already in you. You can get the answers in you. It's all within you. So being alone it's a good thing, and that's a great way to look at it. How long do you want to be alone? How is this feeling? Do you want to be alone? Is this good for you? Or are you just getting those people who get depressed when they're alone, or feel like they're trapped, or get too caught up in their head, or they just can't work alone? They can't be alone. There's some people who are like that, and that's fine too. When you get to the, you know, extrovert and introvertism, the isms of them. And like I said, it all depends on the person, and even how the person was raised, and it can change. It can always change. My eyelashes are so freaking curly and girly. And it can always change. You could be introvert one half of the day, extrovert the rest of the day. Depends on how you want and how you feel about it. Not someone else to tell you. You know, if you're around a bunch of people, and do you want to feel alone, or are they making you feel alone? If they're making you feel alone, then A, you should leave. 2, you should try to tell them about it, which I know a lot of people probably come to that realization. I said, or you should leave the situation. Well, A would be deal with it. B would be tell them about it. Which A, would you wouldn't say anything, but you should say something. And if it doesn't work out, leave with them. It's all about, you know, if you're with a bunch of people, or even with one person that make you feel alone, well, you know, then do what you want. Do as you please. It's your will. And that's the freedom you have as creator. You are the divine. You are creativity. You were created to create, and that's up to you to make that choice. Simple as that. Don't always go searching, because I see it all the time. People are always want the next girlfriend or boyfriend, like they're just out there like fiending for. I mean, it's good to search, but you know, like one thing leads to another, of course. But you know, people would just want, I gotta go get a new boyfriend because I just broke up with my boyfriend. I've been dating for freaking 5 freaking years. Now I need another one. I mean, but there's nothing wrong with that, and everyone gets the choices, but it's nice to go down and analyze your choice and see what's going on. Don't have to rush anything. Take it simple and slow. Take a step back. Don't let everyone rush you or peer pressure you. And again, like, there's a lot of people don't take time for the recognition and the self-awareness. This is where it all comes in, and discover new things. And where I was saying one thing leads to another. Let's say, you just got out of a 5-year relationship, you meet a girl you kind of been talking to, not maybe for like 3 months. You meet up with her, and then maybe you just hook up, maybe not the first night, the second night. So 2 weeks into knowing this girl, maybe a week into knowing this girl, you had sex with her, and now you have a freaking baby. But you didn't want a baby, and there's nothing, and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong or negative, or you have to premeditate it, plan it out. But I see so many people doing this now. Now they have a baby, and let's say the girl doesn't want to get rid of the baby because she just feels something about abortion, or they both do, and then they argue. Then this is going to create some distance, and they weren't ready for this. There was no preparation. They knew what was going on, or what was going to happen, or it could have happened, and they didn't take precautions about it. Now they're arguing, there's distance, there's so many feelings. Now it's turmoil in both their lives, anger, and that's not even good for the baby. There's all this conflicting energy. And then like, now this guy, he might have to pay child support. He got to deal with this girl, depending on how he takes it for them. Is he going to be there for his daughter or son? And how is he going to take it? Is he going to have money? Is he financially ready? Is he mentally ready? How stable is this guy? Is he going to be there for half the kid's life, then leave? Or is he not going to be there at all? Or is he going to be there no matter what, even though they are arguing? I mean, and especially when you're younger, or never took, because they don't teach you this when you're young, or anything, nothing at all. But there's not even people who don't get chances to self-analyze and critique themselves and be aware and listen to what other people are saying or have to say. They just want to jump into things. And I'm not saying it's wrong or right, whether I've just seen so many people that get drunk one night and then have a kid the next. It's like, I mean, it's whatever, but your whole life, but your whole life changes. Somebody was saying hey to me. But your whole life changes, just like a snap. I mean, are you ready? Is this what you want, though? I mean, some people don't give a shit. Some people do really care, but some people don't pay no mind to it. I mean, there's different types of people, though. Yeah. So what's it like to feel alone? You tell me. Do you want to be alone, or do you want to be alone for the moment? Is it serving you? Do you want to go meet people, or you're not being who you truly are? You don't be afraid and have confidence. Read a book, build your confidence, or practice it. If that's what you want to do something that's intimate with yourself, not with somebody else. You got to love yourself before you love somebody else, or even the world or anything. You got to show care and love for yourself and nourish. And these are the great leaders that spawn, and that way they show other people and help other people, because they healed themselves or helped themselves in such a way they know how to help other people, teach other people. Yeah. And like I said, you can change from loneliness to activeness, introvert to extrovert, in a matter of a day. Maybe it could go over in a couple minutes or years, or different stages of life that could happen too. Yeah. So this is what it's like to feel alone. Is loneliness beneficial? And we talk about a little bit of extroverts and introverts. Tell me your perspective below. Subscribe to the channel. Give me a like if you want to hear a topic or discuss something, or hear me discuss it, I guess, through the video. Let me know, and that would be great. And you can post your comments below. Check out some other videos. I got a bunch of other ones. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. I hope you have a blessed day. Have a nice one. And do you follow your heart and feel your passion, whatever that is. See ya.